Welcome everybody. We're going to do an experiment today with our phone. We're going to use Phyphox, which is an app, and a few other simple things that you can find around your house to recreate a DIY blower door test. If you are new here, this is a channel that has over 900 technical videos on tuning the invisible dynamics of homes. That's physics, chemistry, microbiology. And if you feel like you have found your nerd group, welcome to the tribe. I hope that you will subscribe to the channel. I hope that you will join our Patreon group, which is where we do case studies on people's own houses twice a month. That's for as little as $5 a month. You can see that on the link that I'm posting on here. What we are about to do here is a blower door test, DIY style, with kind of crappy materials and a free app, which seems like it shouldn't be allowed because this is the single most important tool that you could use on any home to know about its performance. So much hinges on the blower door test, which is a CFM, that's an airflow rating, at 50 pascals. You can't do that on your house. And so we're gonna do what we can. And for every house, this is gonna be different. Part of the reason that we're standing here in my parents' house is that this is a lot more of a normal house than the house that Grace and I built. This is a 1960s house that we've been working on for several years as a single-story ranch, but we've put a lot of work into it. We've got the 5 factors of ventilation handled on this house. We also have done some air sealing and the crawl space is encapsulated. We have a radon mitigation system of sorts here. So you can see all of that over at our playlist / now it's a YouTube course called the 1960s renovation. I'm linking it on screen right now. Again, I will reiterate, this is an experiment. Grace and I have no idea what is about to happen. In my mind, as I'm taking showers over the last several days after making this first video about the Phyphox app, I was thinking, this should be possible. And so we're gonna do what we can to find out how possible it is and how much error there is, like how far off we are, by using the actual pro tools that those of us who do home performance for a living actually use in our real life work. What we need for this experiment: number one, the Phyphox app, which works on iOS or on Android. Now, one of the things that we explored in the last video is the fact that this is actually a very usably accurate manometer. Everybody say manometer? It's a pressure gauge, very finely tuned. So we're measuring in hectopascals, which is 100 pascals, but we're getting a resolution that's like 0.000000. It's a huge amount. It's like 7 places past the decimal. So the resolution is very fine, we'll say that. Now, one of the problems is that it's on this thing. So I can't put this into something and then also be able to see it. So the idea came up, why don't we have some kind of a waterproof case? I'm gonna go real hack with this and see if this works. This is a sandwich baggie, which the phone does fit into. What I have done is poke a hole with a chopstick in one part of the bag, and I have then poked this hose. It doesn't really matter what this hose is, as long as I can get both ends into something. I'm gonna put one end into the box that we're about to see, and the other end airtightly into this thing. And you can see that it works by, and then if I plug the holes, you can see that's airtight enough for our purposes today. Let's just see what happens here, because we're not gonna get, I hope, and the blower door manufacturers also hope that we're not gonna get super accuracy with this, but as long as we get in the neighborhood with something like this, this is beautiful for many of you who are out there in places where you don't have somebody locally who has a blower door, or that you trust to actually run a test that's gonna be super accurate. Now, that being said, pros should use this, and if you want to be trained, I do have a 1-day training in blower door and duct tightness testing, so you could actually use the pro version of this. But this is for those of you who have the time and not a lot of money. I hope that this is going to work. So airtight baggie or waterproof airtight phone case or whatever, you're going to have to drill a hole in it. So that's a little bit of a problem. And then this hose. We also need tape to be able to tape up our box. Nothing special here. This is a cardboard box. In our case, bigger is better, and you will understand why when we get to the portion of the video where we're actually doing the testing. In our case, we also are going to need a plastic trash bag, and I will show you why this won't be necessary for everyone. Now, what we're going to do in this video is go ahead and blast through this DIY test. I will show you what you are going to do to this box to turn it into a test instrument using your phone and this little airtight plastic baggie with the hose. We will run through the actual test for that, get our numbers. Then we will do a little bit of a back out where I test with some more professional equipment to kind of true up this test, and also to then true up with the actual blower door are assumptions that we made based on all of the numbers that we got with our hack setup here. So by the end, we will have not just the real blower door test on this house, but also what you can get, how close we can get with our DIY setup. And we'll kind of have an analysis. I think this is the first ever analysis of how close you can get with this kind of a thing for those of you who don't have a blower door. That being said, this is so important that there are people out there who have bought this just for their own house. And we know many of them there in our Patreon group. First, we gotta do some surgery on this box. What we want is a 5-sided shape to fit over our fan. This, by the way, is what we're replicating with this box. This one's called the Flow Pan from Retrotech. This one is the exhaust fan flow meter from TEC. This one has printed on the side what the CFM equivalents are for the pressures that you'll see at the different openings of the door, which you've got right here. So you simply open this door up and then you're measuring through a hole of known size. So this is like a very quick version of what we're making by hand with this cardboard box over here. This is going to fit over a fan. Now this fan is the biggest one that you can find in your house. In our case, this is going to be the kitchen exhaust hood. If your kitchen exhaust hood goes outside, that's what you use because it's at least 100 or 200 CFM. In our case, it's about 400 CFM is what it should be. Again, we're going to test this today. If you don't have a kitchen exhaust hood that goes outside, get one. That's the number one thing that you can do to make your house healthier, period. And that doesn't come from just me. That's from all of the researchers that Grace and I have worked with in the chemistry and microbiology space over the last 6 years. If you only have a bathroom fan, and hopefully it's a stronger one than normal, then make a smaller box. It's okay. Like you can use a bigger box for that. It's fine. Well, the important ingredient here is that we're going to cut into this side a hole of known size. A hole of known size that you're going to find inside of this book. This is Home Performance Diagnostics. This is my book. All this stuff is free. This is free. You can read this book for free online because there should be no excuse for not knowing how to test this stuff. That being said, if you want to buy a book, I ship them out myself, so I'm happy to ship you a hard copy. You can also buy a PDF version, but you can read it just to refer to it online, and I'm linking that in the video notes below. So in test number 2.12, you'll see exhaust fan flow. And what we're using today is a one-way exhaust fan and a hole of known size, and that is exactly what a blower door is. A blower door is a fan that is running through a hole of known size. That's all it is. So we're just kind of decoupling it. We're using a fan you have in your house with a hole of known size that we're about to cut. And what I say in this chapter is that we should use a hole to start with for an exhaust fan that's like 5 inches by 4 inches. And then I run you through the math. So now the box is completely taped up so that there's no air leaks anywhere except for the giant hole at the bottom, which I'm going to place up against my fan, and this 5 by 4 inch hole cut here, which is generally in the center. I'm also going to have to put a little hole here when I rig the phone onto this thing. You'll see where that works. Most powerful fan in the house, very important because your CFM 50 of the blower door test, which is again the number that we're after, that's the thing that really we want to try and replicate today. That's thousands of CFM. CFM is how you measure airflow. You don't have a fan in your house that does thousands, unless you've got something like a whole house fan that goes from the ceiling of your top floor up into your attic. And in that case, use that fan because it probably is a blower door. So you might actually get your house to 50. With a bath fan, you're going to get your house to like maybe 1 or 2 pascals suction pressure. With this, we might get a little bit more than that, but like the closer you can get to 50, the better. So big fan, important. Look around, shop around first. You can still luckily mess with the phone through the plastic. The pressure is reading. We have the end of the hose inside the plastic bag. My first plastic bag ripped as I was messing around with it. Freezer bag is a little bit thicker and more durable than a sandwich baggie. What we've done now is mounted a probe on this phone sensor because the sensor is an absolute pressure sensor. And you can see that by the fact that the pressure is changing in there right now, even though it's in an airtight bag. The other end is inside this box. There's nothing happening in here. Why all this like mumbo jumbo right here? It's because this thing is measuring absolute pressure against a vacuum capsule. So it's detecting changes in the weather outside at the same time. So that's going to be a little bit of interference, but as we saw in the last video, it's not enough that it makes it not usable for this kind of a purpose. So I'm going to take the top edge of this and tape it up to the underside of my fan here. Now I am choking off a little bit of the airflow. It's okay. I'm not trying to measure how many CFM this fan moves in real life. I'm trying to use the fan as something to do a job for me, which is to just depressurize the whole house, but also to depressurize this box specifically so that we can get a number off of it. I took the phone back out of here because the two things we're doing is we want to measure the pressure inside the box while the fan is running, and also what that fan at that known pressure, which we're going to convert into a CFM for the fan, is doing to the house. So I'm measuring what's going on in the house, and what I want to show you is that in this house, we have a makeup air system. So when I turn this fan on, there is a hole that's going to open up somewhere else that's going to open up and allow the house to get the air that it needs to make up for this outdoor air. If you don't know if you have that, here is how you do it. So we're going to turn this on. You can see that it's working because it sucked our box on. We can see that the house is going negative. And then what we should see, is that it starts going positive again. See that? That curve right there at the end where it went back up, that is the makeup air active. So now our hole is open. What this is doing to the house is not replicating the blower door because I've got this other thing happening. So I don't want this. I'm gonna have to actually go outside with a plastic bag and plug up that makeup air so that it cannot do its job. This is not ideal, but this is what we had to work with when we did this. This air is coming in through here, this filter of a sort that my dad has rigged up in here, which is one of the crawl space vents that we don't need anymore because the crawl space is encapsulated. It's going in and then just spending a hot second in the house, coming in underneath the stove so that it can go around the stove and go back out through the exhaust. So what I'm gonna do is wrap this thing in a plastic bag, which basically forms like a little plug. So to do this next step, I'm gonna need to use just simple math. So I've got a calculator, which is another phone. I'm gonna use, instead of the graph feature, I'm gonna use simple, which just shows us the number. So I'm gonna put this guy back in here, seal up our little special airtight baggie. And now we're gonna go simple 988.70.710. And remember, what we're doing is telling the difference between where we just started and where we're going to. The first number that we started with, 988.710 minus 987.430 equals 1.28 times 100 to convert into pascals. And the inside of this box is depressurized by 128 pascals. Now, here's why this is really important. Inside this box, you do not want it to be more than 8 pascals depressurized, because if it is, then that means that the whole size that we've cut here is so restrictive that it's affecting the flow of the fan. And that's not good, not because, again, we're trying to measure the actual flow of the fan, but because we're trying to get the fan to be as powerful as possible. So we've got to make this hole bigger. This moment is why no professional is ever gonna do this, because this is a huge pain in the butt. Like, making this video is gonna take way longer than, than we expected it to, but that's okay. Goodbye 5 by 4 inch hole. Hello, 11 3/4 by 10 inch. Now let's see, we're at 988.450 minus 988.373, and we end up with 0.077 times 100 is 7.7 pascals. Whew, thank God. I thought I was gonna have to recut that hole. Okay, so this is within the tolerance. We want it to be between 2 pascals and 8 pascals in here for as accurate as possible. So we're gonna convert this into CFM, but we also wanna know what this CFM is doing to the house. So the house is at 988.43, we'll call it 425, minus the difference when it comes back up from not breathing on it. Yikes. Okay, so what we just found, this is, see how messy this is? This is the weather doing that. So it's a little bit, it's cloudy. There's a little bit of a breeze outside. So we started out at 988.400 and we're down to 988.340. With the fan on. Okay, and that is a difference of 0.06 hectopascals, which times 100 is 6 pascals. So now we have to do math. So the way that the calculation for finding out how many airflow CFM there is going to this box is you need to take the area of the box first, which we know is 10 inches by 11 3/4 inches, which instead of this size is 117.5 square inches. And then to get the CFM, we do the square root of the pressure inside the box while the fan was on, times our area, which again, this number is 117.5, times our coefficient, which is 1.075, and we get 352.8 is the CFM that we have then calculated for this. So now using RedCalc, which is a free online calculator, again, linked in the description below, we're going to solve for the building leakage. We put in our exhaust fan flow, which is calculated to be 352.8. What that did to the house was a 6 Pascal depressurization. And we find out that the blower door test should be somewhere around 1460 CFM50. That makes me a little bit concerned because I happen to know what the blower door test is on this house because I test this house a lot. We've hooked up the first professional tool that we're going to use to calibrate this again, which is over $1,000 manometer. I've put in the size of my hole, which is 117.5. It's showing that instead of getting 7.8 pascals depressurization, we're getting around 6, and it's estimating the flow is around 300 we'll call it 315. Okay, so if we then come over here and find out what this is doing to the house, it's taking our house, instead of to a -6, I'm only picking up -2. So if I put in my negative, let's call it 1.8, now I'm getting a flow that should be around 2920, around 3000 CFM50. So both of these numbers are considerably different than what we just measured with the phone. Real test. All right, so actual number, 3,800 CFM, not 2,900 like the professional version of what we did over here said, definitely not what the phone said. So I think that aside from the results which you're seeing on the screen right now, I think that part of what we're dealing with here is that this is the first time that I've ever done this. Some of you are going to go out and be like, ooh, here's how I can make a couple of these things better. Specifically, we got to get that fan to be higher pressure, and also we got to somehow adjust for this weather situation outside, because that's one of the things that was kept coming up in takes that we didn't use on this video, is that like the weather makes this squirrely because it's that absolute pressure sensor. So is this a reasonable analog for a blower door test? Not right now, I'd say. But is it going to get you somewhere in the neighborhood? Also no. So again, comment below if you have suggestions on how I could do this better, maybe some of the things that I might have done wrong that you caught. Like, subscribe, tune in next time.